Hi, everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to the 20,000 subscriber live stream and kind of celebration. Maybe it's a bit subdued, we're not cutting a cake or balloons and ribbons, but I thought I'd kind of do this. I was hoping to do it kind of live a couple of nights ago, but we were just about 100 off hitting the 20,000 as it was sort of just ticking over, because based on the averages per day, it was kind of close, just not close enough. So yeah, I hope I gave everyone enough notice to be live today, wherever you are in the world. Obviously, it's awkward timing for a lot of countries, but it's kind of just worked out good. So yeah, if you're in the chat, just say hello, maybe where you're from, if you've maybe not chatted here before. Yeah, it's kind of nice to see so many people here already. And 24 likes or thumbs ups, I guess you can call them. So also welcome to some channel members as well. It's always nice to see channel members. If anyone doesn't know, we did actually have a members only live stream a little bit earlier on tonight with just channel members. So if you do feel like joining, I guess you could call it, you're welcome to do that. And then we'll hold live streams, basically just question and answer, very similar to this, but a little bit more personal. If anyone wants to ask more literally straight up questions. My live pixeled is here. Hello. Third option, horses. Yeah, I did a couple of different polls, I guess. And I just find it interesting when I do these kind of, polls, just to see how people's answers are. Maybe a little bit sort of throwing everybody off, I guess. But 18 votes, paper cuts and spiders are kind of neck and neck. So yeah, this is actually the live subscriber count as well, by the way. So we're actually on 2292. So we'll actually kind of see it move up and down. This is the one that's actually given to you by YouTube. So it's a tiny bit delayed. So does anybody know Mr. Beast at all? He just passed 100 million subscribers. 100 million. But he was doing like the live stream in those minutes before it was going to tick over. And obviously with 100 million, like when people unsubscribe, it was like 30,000, 50,000. And people were watching his live stream and actually maybe were like toying with him and unsubscribing, then resubscribing just to have some fun doing it. So yeah, let's see if it kind of goes up. So My Pixel Life is here. Hello, Scott Nesbitt. Hello, how's it going? Happy to be here with you all. Thank you. I guess you came and left. You got hi and bye. John has cats and Slinky. He has cats and dogs. I'm a bit more of a cat person personally. We don't have any pets here, by the way, although we would like to have a cat. Cats rule, says John. Yeah, paper cuts don't kill you here in Australia, whereas a bite from a redback or a funnel web spider can kill you. Yes. Being from Perth, redback spiders are pretty much the most known kind of lethal animal, I guess. Maybe alongside crocodiles and things like that. But brown snakes. Paper cuts are here. Paper cuts, but I hear Australia has some gnarly insects and bugs. Yes, correct. I would choose neither. Oh, sorry, Nazim. Please make an additional option in your polls, like other or don't know. In the last poll, I would choose neither. Well, I guess that's the kind of nature of yes and no kind of answers, right? So if the counter goes up, just let us know in the comments. By the way, oh gosh, I've tried to set this up so it's a bit easier to set up. And then now I've blocked one little thing there. So, yeah, kind of thanks everybody for being a subscriber to the channel. To reach 20,000 subscribers so quickly, essentially it's gone up about 6,000 subscribers in October alone, this month, which is just incredible. Like the actual growth. If you have a look at some of the videos, there's a few that have got 300,000 views. a few with over 100,000, some over 50,000. It's just incredible. I mean, small channels in terms of talking about YouTube are not meant to grow this quickly. No, really not. My aim, especially when I was a bit smaller, let's say, was I only expect to get half as many views as the total number of subscribers on the channel. Because assumably there's people that have subscribed who just happen to maybe ask me the name of my channel. Maybe I met them in the street. Maybe it's my third cousin's auntie's cousin's friend who, you know, is interested in the whole, you know, YouTube thing. Oh, let me subscribe. And people do. And then that's it. They don't watch a future video and it basically messes up the analytics of the channel. I'm switching to my PC at 3:30. My personal one since I get off work then. Oh, some people, well, I guess today's people still working every day of the week, right? I kind of forget about the Monday to Friday thing and then the weekends. Lacey, how's it going? Morning. Congratulations, Russell. Thank you. Yes. I don't really actually have a subscriber goal, by the way. It was never really about how many subscribers the channel got. I guess, you know, there's these kind of psychological numbers. YouTube only really counts it as 1,000 and then 100,000. There's no real kind of difference, if you like, for 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. So I don't think we've got any moderators here today. So hopefully it's nice and friendly, the chit chat. Bear Bull is here. Hello. Good to see you again. Welcome back to the second stream, I guess, for anybody that was a channel member or able to watch a stream a little bit earlier than this. Hello from Kentucky. Oh, nice. Hello, Kim, to you. Everybody everywhere. Welcome from Canberra. I thought you were in Perth. I'm sure we were chatting. Yes, when was it? A few days ago. I'm mistaken thinking you were in Perth, but you're in Canberra, home of Nick Kyrgios and every politician in Australia. Hello from Illinois. Wow, people everywhere watching. I like it now how it's like so diverse. It's like United Nations on a channel, on a cruise ship channel. A cruise ship channel. Oh my God. On a channel. Working on the cruise ships, that's a big thing that they always talk about, is the amount of countries of different employees that work on cruise ships. So typically on most cruise ships, there's between 50 and 55 countries on a cruise ship, working on a cruise ship. A lot of cruise ships are over 1,000 crew members, but typically over 50 countries of nationalities. I mean, there might be a few countries with just one employee, but then you're going to get a lot that'll be Indonesian, Filipinos, Indians, and then everything else kind of just, that's the top three. That depends on the ship. Then the deck and engine officers, like on Carnival where I was working, was majority were Italians. Max, hello from Sweden. Hello, John. Hello. Hello from Norway. Viking 5227. Wow, Norway and Sweden in the house. Congrats on your rating. Keep up the great work, Russell. Thank you. Oh, Dave, how's it going? Yes, thank you. That's very nice of you. Yeah, it's just gone nuts. From when was like a couple of months ago that we met. Yeah, it's just gone up now. I just saw it tick over now. 297. Hello, Russ and Jen. Pat. Oh, Auntie Pat. Yeah, Jen's actually, I think she might be almost sleeping. She knows I was doing the live stream now, so she was watching TV a bit earlier in the other room. She might be sleeping by now. I'm not sure. Now I'm talking again. It may not be as easy to sleep. Please clarify past statements regarding the mobilization. I never actually talked about it, by the way. So I've never spoken about it. I may have maybe briefly mentioned a few words in a live stream, but I've never actually put it as part of my channel. Sorry, Rudy, if you're wanting an answer or something very specific. Yeah, I'm in the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia and enjoy both Tyler Childers and Coulter's Wall's new album. I love living here. Oh, I don't know. I don't listen to any of this music, by the way. So I pretty much watch TV, movies, but very, very, very little music. The only music I'd ever listen to would be in the car sometimes. And then mostly in the car, I tend to have on the talkback radio channels. You know, like I guess in Australia, you have like the AM radio stations, FM and AM. And I kind of like all of the AM radio stations just for the talkback and the news and the banter. Hello from Murmansk. I think, are you the only Russian in the channel? I wonder. There's a few people. Maybe. Nice to see you again, MLC. Yes, you were in a recent stream as well. Kirsty, congratulations. Thank you. Thanks everybody for congratulations. It kind of vindicates. Is that the right word? Vindicates. It kind of, I guess, proves that I'm doing a good job. If making videos can be gratituded. Oh God, I'm just making up big words now that I'm even pronouncing wrong. But I guess the amount of people watching and the amount of comments and the amount of thumbs ups, I guess there's going to be thumbs down. That's the kind of feedback from the channel, I guess, so Ironwood, congratulations on 20,000. Thank you. Don't like heights. Oh yeah, I guess everyone has a fear, right? Curry Lester, hello. Yeah, I guess everyone has a fear of some kind, but I just did paper cuts and spiders just so it was kind of a bit of a different kind of thing. So far, yes, I'm doing well today. Actually, it's been very cold. If anyone's curious now, I don't know where you guys are in the world, but outside my balcony window, it's minus 1.4. That's Celsius, by the way, so with a C right there. So maybe in the 30s in Fahrenheit. Inside the kitchen, it's 25.9. I know I tend to show this in my live streams. It's always interesting how low that number gets. Spectre TV. I can't read Russian, but kak, I don't know, kak something or other, like how something. I reiterate, please clarify your past statement regarding. Honestly, Rudy, I don't know what I've said that maybe is something that wasn't right about it. Just keep in mind in Russia, they have an intake twice per year anyway. There is basically an intake into the military twice per year. Then obviously something was added because of what's going on. So yeah. Mutant Reef. Sorry. Is it cold in Moscow? Today was cold. Yes, we went to the shops this afternoon. And it was a bit chilly. Yes, I didn't actually wear my big jacket because we actually got a little rental car downstairs, the car sharing. And then I literally had to walk to go get it because it was a couple of streets away. We drove down to the shops and back. And I did very bad parking. They don't actually tell you how to park the car. So I parked it very awkwardly, but it's already gone already. I looked on the app. Hi from St. Petersburg, Dimitri. Yes, I just did Belka car. I'm sure being from Russia, you would know that. Watching from Paris. Wow. Crazy. Everyone everywhere. Kari Lester is from Leeds. Yeah, Pat Boothroyd, you saw there, my auntie. I'm pretty sure that you're in Caton Bay. Is that right, my auntie? Is that right? I forgot where you are on the coast. You're somewhere on the coast, right? But Leeds, Bradford, Gummersall. If you know any of these areas, Dewsbury. My granddad was living in Dewsbury till a few years ago. He passed away a few years ago, but he was in Dewsbury. Hello from Switzerland. This is like really is United Nations. This is crazy. Hello from Siberia. You guys are just typing all these places, or is this like really where people are from? Doesn't matter where one is located. Yes. Unites all people. It doesn't matter where one is located. Absolutely right. Yes. Congratulations. Thank you. 20,000 subscribers. Yes, we will kind of just mostly talk about that and follow along with the chat. I'm here in New York City. Equivocation. Again, please clarify your post statements regarding. I can't really clarify anything. I don't believe I've said anything that was awkward or untoward. So I'm sorry if I did. Do you speak Hilbonics? Oh, I guess. Okay. I don't. Sempervera. Good evening, Russell. I've got a question. What is your favorite Russian food or dish? Mine will be pilmeni, akroshka, pirozniki, and as far as drink, it's kvass. I do like pilmeni. My wife, actually, we don't. My wife doesn't make it, but we just buy the frozen one. But it's kind of the get out of jail free meal, isn't it? You can do it breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a bit of tomato ketchup or tomato sauce on top. Yeah, I like pilmeni. Basically, for anyone who doesn't know, it's basically like a pastry, like a dumpling, small dumplings. There's different sizes. You can get small ones and big ones. Kvass I don't really like. I like just Chernogolovka. I don't have it here. I bought at the Lenta supermarket, Baikal, Chernogolovka Baikal. So it's basically like, for anyone who doesn't know, it's like a cola with a taste of pine cone, with a hint of pine cone. Lisa B. Oh, we have lots of people. Good afternoon from Florida. Congratulations on 20,000. Thank you. I was just watching the Live Golf, and I think it was in somewhere in South Florida where they were playing now. It looked very nice and sunny there, whichever course they were at. Natasha, a Russian teacher. Oh, there we go. Здравствуйте. Hey, congrats on 20,000. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people that don't normally watch the live streams are here tonight. So, well, especially I don't recognize the names in the comments. Hello from Ethiopia. Wow. Ethio relaxation music. That's crazy. Ethiopia. Like Africa. Come on. Head shooter. I wonder if you play video games of some kind. Hi. Hello. By the way, I've not got the full screen of me on, but I can go like that, and it disappears. From Krasnodar. Oh, hello. Yes. We got a couple of people that are Russian here. Love your channel. Thank you so much for the walks and talks. Eliana, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. I hope they're interesting. I have another one coming up tomorrow. And depending on the weather, I'm going to go out and have to film some more videos as well. So depending on the weather tomorrow, hopefully, I kind of don't like, I'm completely happy if it snows. I just don't like it when it's just wet and miserable. I know we have to have that weather here at some point, but go back on the cruise ship so I can meet you in person. Yeah, I guess we could do like a Moscow meetup, a fan meetup here in Moscow. I don't know how many people will get on the plane right now. I think a lot of people maybe wouldn't, but are you doing expeditions also? No, I'm not so far. No, I don't tend to go too far outside of Moscow and Moscow region or Moscow Oblast. I'd like to go a bit further afield. There is a very good channel if you want to watch. There's a lady called Ellie from Russia, E-L-I, Ellie from Russia. She kind of goes to a lot of the further out places in Russia. I don't know her personally, but I know her from a Telegram channel that we're part of, like English-speaking YouTubers channel. Hi, from Moscow. Congratulations. Mashtuka. I was almost going to say Mashrutka. Mashtuka. Здравствуйте. Привет. Yes. Confirms. Yeah, so I'm in Moscow Oblast or Moscow region. I'm very close by Vnukovo Airport, southwest Moscow. If anyone is from Moscow. I'm celebrating with a Thai massage. Interesting. I don't really have anything to celebrate with. I did find another Coca-Cola today. Now, can anybody kind of recognize the kind of black looking, I guess it would have to be black and red. You can kind of look what that looks like on the screen on this bottle of Coke. This was actually, I bought this today, literally. from the shop. Yeah, so I'll talk about that in a second a little bit more. A couple of people already know about it because I showed it in my members only live stream before this. Hello from North Wales. Time has changed today, so now it's 3 hours difference. Russia 3 hours ahead. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. I think I remember hearing about that a couple of days ago about the time difference. I know for Australia it's 5 hours plus. So North Wales. I have a friend who has a cruise website called cruisehive.com, and he does all of that from Wales as well. I'm not sure where in Wales he lives, but he's a Welsh guy who has a cruise ship channel, cruise ship website called cruisehive.com. You listen to talk radio in Russia. Good job. No, it's in Australia. I don't, Rochelle. Actually, in the nighttime, most nights, I put the streaming radio on my phone, and then I plug the headphones in and put one in my ear, and I lay down and listen to the talkback radio from Australia on the streaming radio on my phone. So you listen to, yeah, I'm sorry if that makes you uncomfortable, but if you're okay with the forced mobilization, I'm not okay with you. I'm very happy I didn't join your channel. Oh, Rudy, yeah, fair enough. I guess people are going to like the channel, not like the channel. It's never been part of anything that I make on the videos on my channel. I guess, the word sanctions in a lot of the videos and the effects on things in Russia from the word sanctions. And I mean, Russia's been under sanctions for a lot longer than, let's say, February. I mean, a lot more years prior to this year. So, yeah. 18 minus 18 in Alaska. Is that right? Minus 18? Holy smoke. Is that cold in Alaska already? Holy smoke. Sorry. That's cold. Hello from Sochi, aka Russia, Florida, and Russia, Switzerland. Yes. My friend, if anyone watched the video of the supermarket where I had Ben and we did the Russia versus New Zealand kind of comparison, Ben actually went to Sochi with his wife and kids for about a week, I think, holiday. And he was telling me a lot about it, how there's like palm trees and it's very, it's summertime when he was there, right? But it's very tropical kind of feeling. We have a super chat so far. Thank you. Thank you for your good work and show us more best side of Russia. Thank you so far. That's very nice of you for the super chat. So yeah, super chats kind of go into the channel if anyone doesn't know. It basically comes back via the ad revenue of the videos. So when people watch videos like yourself and you see ads, they don't come on all the videos. They come on some and not on others, and it combines together. Pirate Craggy, who's a longtime subscriber of the channel, keeps telling me about this microwave I've got to buy with this money. So love the decor, mustard and leaf green. Yes. Yeah, this is not our choice, by the way, Kari. This is a Russian typical apartment colors where it's very, very, very eclectic. The best and richest guy in Russia is the kitchen salesman who sells all these obscure colors. I think that would never get sold otherwise. So let me just scroll ahead to the super chat because I think I'm way behind now. But I can see the super chats on a different screen. I figured out now that they come up on a different screen. So thank you so far. I just figured that out recently. Wow, really, I'm behind. Let's go a bit. We have unbearably warm weather here in Western Europe. Yeah, it's just pretty much, it's cooled down literally in the last couple of days here, literally. Hello from near Norwich, England, John 25859. Sorry, I was going to say 258. I wonder who is 258. Hello from Denmark. My name is Dimitri. Oh, how's it going? Denmark, Sweden. We should have like a counter somewhere that tells how many different countries are watching at the same time. Wow, here are people from all around the world. Yes, France, Toulouse, Stanislav. Oh, Toulouse. I've watched occasionally. There's some airport vloggers who go to airports and watch planes landing and take off, and there's whole channels dedicated to it. They literally set up live streams at the airport, and some of them go to Toulouse because that's where the Airbus new planes get delivered from. I believe that's correct. And they do the live streams from there because they get to see all the airplanes first. Or they might even have new models that go for test flights in and out of there. So, hello from Alaska. Hello from New Jersey, Mad Core. Hello. Texas, Dixie Doodles. Hello. Gothenburg, Sweden. Wow. I'm just wowing. Sorry. Hello from the International Space Station. Wow. Thank you. Russia is uniting people. Yeah, it seems to be, right? Cool cola. No, this is genuine, real Coca-Cola from Kazakhstan. Now, unlike when I showed the Polish one the other day on the other video, where it was basically made in Poland with the Polish logo livery on it, I guess livery, and it had the sticker basically for sale in Russia. It had basically, instead of the Polish writing, it had a white sticker on it. Anything that's imported that's packaged outside of Russia has to have the Russian ingredients label right here. So this is, and obviously in Kazakhstan, it's essentially Russian, if you like, or Kazakh, but the same language. But the interesting thing, if anyone knows right now coming up, they've got the World Cup in Qatar coming up. So this is actually the Coca-Cola themed, and that's a football right there, or soccer ball, depending on where you are in the world. This is the World Cup 2023 Coca-Cola from Kazakhstan. From Las Vegas. Always a pleasure to catch you live. Thank you, Michitum. Wow. We have black widows that make it dangerous. There may be other poisonous spiders around the world, but they are the most prominent in eastern Sacramento. Hi from Serbia. Oh, Kakosi, brate. Kakosi. Sorry if you're a female. Kakosi. 20. Yeah, it's gone up very quickly. Oklahoma. Hello, Tim. Have you ever been camping in Russia? So far, I have not been camping before. No. I'm not a very camping kind of person. I would prefer to go glamping if I was to do it. Something with a little bit more warmth and a little bit more, like a bathroom, if you want to call it that, and a bed. Thank you again for another super chat. That's very nice of you. You will be on top, Russell. Thanks. I guess in terms of subscribers. My favorite Russian food is borscht. Do you sometimes cook? No, Millie, I don't. Well, very rarely, let me say. Very, very rarely, Millie, I go camping. My favorite food is borscht. Churbeki. Churbuk? I think I'm saying it wrong. I know what you mean, though. I've heard Ethiopian food is pretty good. All over the world says that people want to communicate. They want to see and hear and think for them. Yeah. Not to receive a ready-made solution right from the media. Yes, well said. Thank you. Point well taken. Hello from Denmark. What's the most surprising country you get views from? I think looking at the live stream today, there's when I looked at the statistics a while back, there was viewers from the Faroe Islands. And then the other one is, it says, is it Caribbean? No, Netherlands Caribbean, which would be like Saint Martin, I think, in the Caribbean. Can you do updaters on the Russian McDonald's? I've done a few videos already. That's why I didn't really go back to make another new video, because I think I've done 3, but I did them very quickly after they opened. So I can certainly go and do another one. I just wasn't sure if people were interested in doing like another one of it, you know? And of course, Russell's video is nice to watch. Thank you. Congratulations on 20,000 subs, and thank you mentioning my country, Ethiopia. I love your show, and we love Russia. Thanks. Yeah, it's very... You know, when I worked on cruise ships, right, and there's like 50 countries represented, or more than 50, you're kind of like the ambassador to your country. So there may be another Australian on board, maybe a dancer or girl in the spa or something like that. But like, for instance, with cricket right now, there's the World Cup in Australia. So our biggest rivals are India, New Zealand, England, South Africa, the major countries, right? So when Australia gets beaten like by India or predominantly by India, every Indian on the cruise ship, it's my fault, you know, and they come up to me and, they laugh at me and they mock me. And it's like I'm responsible for Australia losing a sporting event on the other side of the world, you know. The minute Australia kind of does something wrong, it's like everyone on the whole ship will come and question me about it, you know. When I was on the cruise ship, Manny Pacquiao was one of the Filipino boxers. Manny Pacquiao, and there's a lot of Filipinos on the ship. And when them matches are on, right? Is it matches in boxing? Fights? The amount of like feedback you can give them and berate them about it, you know, if he wins and loses. Internationally, where is Tivoli Gardens? I heard it's one of the best amusement parks ever. It's in Denmark, right? Tivoli Gardens. Don't forget my hockey game. Yeah, I need to check the schedule for hockey games. I don't know. There must be some, because I remember going last year around about Christmas time. Oh, Copenhagen, Denmark. There you go. I never get notified of your live streams. That's strange, Winnie. Have you got the notification bell on? I know YouTube doesn't show everybody's notification. Like it only shows as a percentage of everybody that's notified. So I don't understand why. Yeah, YouTube thing. Thank you, Lacey. Yeah. 72F. So it's so nice. Best time of the year here. Yeah. It's not... Well, it's minus 1.5 now on my little temperature thing. Gummersall, Bradford, Leeds, Dewsbury, all in the West Yorkshire area of the UK. Yes. Dewsbury, Leeds, Halifax. Yes. Gummersall Cricket Club. I'm living in Flint, little town near Real. Is your wife Russian? Yes, my wife is Russian. She's from Ufa. Hey, Russell, I'd love to hear for you to show us some Russian food dishes. Winnie, yeah, I tend to just go to the food court at the shopping centers. So if you want to see like pancakes and potatoes and stuff like that. By now you need to make need to buy stock in a company that's making microwaves. Yes, I have talked about it with my wife. Did I talk this morning or yesterday with her? That we should go to the local shop where I made the video at the electronics store, El Dorado. And then she's like, oh, you can just buy it online. And I'm like, no. We need to make a video about us buying it and then opening it and testing it. So congratulations from Spain. Justo, Jose. Thank you. Hola, ¿cómo está? Whiskey cola in a glass. Yes, the song. Gothenburg, Sweden. Appalachian Patara recommended your channel. Yes, Suburban Hillbilly. Thank you. Yes, Appalachian Homestead, I think it is. She made a video about Aldi in America, comparing with the Aldi that I showed here in Moscow. And a lot of people watched the video from that. Yes, thank you. Upstate New York, Henry. Hi, Russell. Have you tried Ozone site for buying microwaves? No, my wife just said that she'll buy it on Wildberries. Or we can even just buy from MVideo. But I'd rather go to a shop and physically look, touch it, feel it, press the buttons. My wife buys way too many things online, and I prefer to go to a physical brick and mortar store. Hello from Illinois. Oh, yeah. Appalachian Homestead with Patara. I keep getting that wrong every time. Faith, hello. Long-time watcher of the channel. Yes, it's No, you love Pepsi. Sorry, Winnie. Hello from Chekhov, south of Moscow. Yeah, I'm in Narofominsk region, I guess. That's what you call it, right? Just past Vnukovo Airport, Kiev, Kishusei, as you go south. No, I'm no objection to it being mild with the price of energy in Britain. Yes. Coke and Pepsi, no matter where you are in the world. Yes. I watched briefly watched a documentary on YouTube. I don't know who did it. And it was more like a documentary style show about in Mexico that there's whole towns of people who are addicted to Coca-Cola. And the majority of the people living there all have diabetes, obviously from high sugar intake, and how Coke is basically killing whole towns of people. So it's a pretty crazy documentary to watch. Hello from Los Angeles, James. Hello. Yes. High fructose corn syrup is poison for your liver. Absolutely. Yeah, these have basically the real sugar, if you like, in the Coca-Colas that I've drunk and looked at. Someone's going to prove me wrong in a second. I love the borscht, but only Russian style. Yeah, my wife makes it here. We don't have any. She's got, can you just see there? There's the pan on the oven there, but it's not going to be borscht, I don't think. I think it's going to be more like a vegetable soup that she's planning for tomorrow. Common ordinary person doesn't want to. I'm eating homemade cotito of the moment. Salvadoran spicy sauerkraut. Oh, I like sauerkraut. I'm not sure about the whole thing that you're making there, though. Sometimes we go into Manchester Airport in England to see planes landing. Yeah, there is. Is it Big Jets TV? Is the channel that I've watched? It's a guy that does it in England, predominantly at Heathrow, I think, but he travels around Europe to different places. Big Jets TV. Congratulations, Russell. I'm from Kostroma, Golden Ring of Russia. Kirill, здравствуйте. Yeah, I have a friend in Vladimir, and I've actually been to Zuzdal with my wife in the summertime when it was a lot warmer than now. It's not too many achieving this in such a short time. Keep it up, work on your progressing the channel, and forget the cruise ships. You've moved on and don't look back. JP, yes. The thing is, as this grows, it kind of makes you think twice, right? And 3 times and 4 times about, whatever this, it's kind of like you're riding a wave sort of thing. And there's highs and lows with YouTube. I mean, not everybody is successful. There's a lot of small channels that think that they can get to a level. I mean, I struggled for 3 years with my cruise channel to get anywhere with that. And then this obviously took off very quickly. This is all in the space of a year. So don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, we've got, now I can't see the likes because I can't see. Oh no. It's 1 something is the likes. Well, that's a shame. I love barbecues, but only American style with real oak and hickory charcoal. The wood is key. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Sochi is a treasure for tourists. You're always welcome. Where are you? Where are you from? Oh, I guess you're talking to MLC. Thank you, Russia, for the... All right. I can't press delete. Make a video on how you make pilmeni first time. Yeah, I take it out of the freezer. Now, we tend to buy the one at Miratok, though. We buy the nicer... Well, we think it's the nicer one. And we put it in boiling water and put some bay leaves in and some cloves. And that's about it. Dude, you're so welcome. Oh, Duke. Hi from Ufa. Oh, there you go. That's where my wife is from. We were there last year now, visiting all her family. And we went to Davlekanova. I think I mentioned this in the other live stream. We were in Davlekanova. Good morning, Russell from Australia. The first cruise ship is about to dock in South Australia since 2 years of COVID. Make it onto the news this morning. Yeah, I've seen some pictures on some different Facebook groups of some ships coming into Sydney, right, and Brisbane as well. So hopefully our friend the C word stays away and doesn't become a thing and hit the news, unfortunately. But hello from India. Rajat, hello. Here we have a Russian ambassador who speaks Amharic in Adidas. That's how we know Russia is a friend, and Russia helped defend the Italian colonists in 1886, the Battle of Adwa. I'm not sure. I don't really have history going back that far in my brain, but greetings from central London. Hope you received the little gift. Oh, Jay, yes. I haven't opened my email today. Basically, this afternoon I went out with my wife to go shopping and things like that, and I've not. I did see an email from PayPal. So yes, if you put a little message with it, I'll have a look afterwards. I didn't open my email this afternoon or this evening. I kind of have little time slots that I do things in. So thank you. Yes, that will be very appreciated if you've done something on PayPal. I'm sorry not to acknowledge it. Let's just hope for peace. Yes. Coca-Cola is an excellent paint remover. Yeah, I've seen videos where they show it like cleaning the backs of cars and like the bumpers of cars and stuff like that. Have you ever visited St. Petersburg? I've been there on a cruise ship many years ago. Many years ago I went there, but we were there for literally 2 days. I really should go back because it's very easy to get a train there and get a train back. But I just need to arrange time with my wife when we can go and have a few days when she's not at work. So my husband is English. I'm trying to teach him Russian language, but he's useless. For him, very difficult to learn. So I gave up. How is it for you to learn Russian? Elise, probably the same way as your husband. We probably good at just taking in a few words and a few funny words. Maybe teach him like, I don't know, numbers, days of the week, things like that. I'm probably exactly how he is, or maybe a tiny bit worse. Good evening, Russell. You're in Narofominsk. Please make a video about Svetofor with greetings from St. Petersburg. I've made one video at Svetofor, but I need to go to another one just to sort of see what the difference is. I went to the one near Salarevo metro station. There's one just there. Salarevo, I think that's how you say it. Salarevo. Hi from Ufa. Oh, someone else from Ufa. Just heard your wife is from Ufa now. So I switched from TV's YouTube to tablet one. Yes, yeah, she's not here in the kitchen. She doesn't really like being on videos. If you've seen my wife in a couple of the videos, the one where she bought the apartment. And I also did one with her getting the water from a kolodka. And everyone gives me feedback. She looks miserable and she's not happy on the videos because she doesn't like being on YouTube. Mine would, yeah, I can see all the chat, but I'm just basically reading them, hopefully not reading out the bad ones. Oh, yeah. Oh, so we actually have a couple of, I didn't even notice that. Oh my God. I'm going to end the poll so that I can see the chat better. Ironwood and John is a couple of our moderators. Sorry. Because I've got my screens mixed up today. I've got my screens on the wrong way around. No, don't look back. Looking forward towards the cruise ships coming back on. Yes. No way would I get on a cruise ship. Too afraid of sharks. Don't worry about sharks. The biggest fear you've got on cruise ships is fire, not sharks. Ship sinking. Sorry about people who like cruise ships. My only fear on cruise ships is fire. Was only ever. If the ship was to sink or was to have an emergency, I know all the procedures about lifeboats, life rafts, how to evacuate the ship, how to look after the guests, how to make sure that you'd be safe. Fire is something that is very difficult to escape from on a ship if it was to break out on a ship, if that makes sense. So don't worry about sharks on cruise ships, yeah? Worry about sharks at the beach. By the way, Russell, have you ever tried the pavlova cake? It's the most popular Australian cake and was named after, yes, the Russian bella Anna Pavlova. Yeah, in Australia, we would pretty much have it at Christmas time. Yes, definitely had pavlova, where you put the whipped cream and some strawberries on top and some kiwi fruit. Yes. There's a lot of people that argue about where the pavlova started from, Australia, New Zealand, so I would think it's an ideal time for you to grow even faster, Russell, with the winter coming on. Yeah, maybe, I guess people watching more things because they're staying home, I wonder. Greetings from Romansk. Have you been to Kuznetsy Tochka? Yes. If you look at the videos on the channel and maybe scroll through them and you'll see maybe the green background or me holding a burger. I've done 3 videos at Kuznetsy Tochka. And I did a live stream from outside the first one in Pushkin Square when it opened. I don't know how the video came out. I was mostly filming before it opened. I didn't go in there when it opened on the live stream, but I filmed probably the hour leading up to it, the grand opening of it. I wanted to meet Russell in person on the cruise ships, and I'm not about to try to travel to Russia. Oh, sorry, Bebel. 109 likes. Oh, thank you. 109 likes. Saks are afraid of cruise ships, much larger. Yes, whales are a bigger problem for cruise ships, especially in Alaska. Could you film how your wife is cooking something Russian? I could if she just doesn't want to be on camera. She doesn't want to be on camera. I tried to get her to be on the members only live stream before this one, and she didn't want to be on that. So, and I said, it's not going to be many people. Don't worry. You know, the amount of people watching it won't be that many because there's only a few channel members. So, yeah, maybe when the channel gets big enough, Russell can travel to all 50 states. Yeah, I would like to do that. You know, honestly, I always keep saying it and saying it and saying it and things like that. It's just a matter of doing it. That's the biggest problem. If I could edit film videos better and make better quality editing and, you know, cuts and drones and stuff, which I don't do. I mean, obviously things could go even crazier good, you know. I just realized, did I switch that off? Or was that just me? Because I didn't have it on screen. That's why. Two guys from Ufa in 100 people chat is always too much. Two guys from Ufa. UC Ufa. When I went to the ice hockey and the football, so I happened to see Ufa playing. Switzerland, amazing country. Yes, it's Jay on PayPal. I don't use it on YouTube. That's why the name is different. Friga, thank you. Yes, I'll have a look at that if there's maybe a comment or a message there. So thank you. Toilet bowls. Coke will remove lime scale. My wife could be the equivalent of, I'm going to show that. Oh, there you go. I think it's shown. Oh, thank you to the moderators if you're getting rid of some of the things or hiding or unhiding things. The only Russian I know is Privyet. Yes, I think everybody knows Privyet, and da, which is like yes, or niet is no. Have you ever had a problem in Russia due to your nationality? Stanislav, no, not at all. Actually, people kind of embrace it when they hear that I'm Australian. Quite often, though, when I speak English and people hear me speaking English, they think I'm American or Amerikansky. And I'm very quick to correct them that I'm from Australia. The problem I've got is I don't have that real Aussie accent when I'm making videos. I'm talking more like British English or English. So, which I don't know how they still confuse with American, but that's what I tend to have the bigger problem with if it's a problem, but it's just a personal thing that I'm quick to always correct. I kind of feel that being Australian is a bit more of a friendly country, although obviously Australia is supporting what's going on right now. We're kind of teetering on the line of not being supported or being a friendly country. So, yeah. I think you can still see chat that has been removed. Not sure if it tells you on your side or not. Yeah, so the chat that I'm reading here is not the same chat. That's the live chat. I do notice, though, in the side of my eye when I notice things. So, yeah, I'm sorry if you're doing the part and I'm not doing the part. Russell, would karaoke to Russia popular songs help to learn the language? Just an idea. I think it'd be hard. I can't sing to save myself. How old are you? I'm 45. My birthday is next week. Well, coming up, 3rd of November. Maybe we should do a birthday live stream. What do you reckon? 3rd of November is my birthday. Maybe not, because it makes me feel old if I'm celebrating age. Yeah, controversial about the pavlova. Very true, Lacey. Yes. Here we go. There you go. So pavlova is not an Aussie cake; it's kiwi. My husband is yelling at the monitor. Right. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like calling Russell Crowe an Australian, or Crowded House are Australian. You know. Yeah. Can you please make a video about the foreigners can come to Russia and learn Russian? For example, some of the longest schools of visas like MCL. That's a lot of video that I don't really cover on my videos. There is other people, I guess, you could Google to learn that kind of stuff if that's something that you want to learn. I mean, I'll happily just say that you can catch a flight here, you can get a visa here, you can still apply for visas. The language schools and accommodation stuff, I really wouldn't be able to follow up on because I just don't have that kind of link and connection to make videos about. Tell your wife that we like her very much. Yeah, Nelly, she knows already. Oh, I think she knows. Especially when I show her the comments on her Kolodka video, the one where we did the water thing. Been watching you for a week or two, but already watched a lot. Was wondering if you've tried interviewing some workers. I'm working in a Petorishka cafe. Oh, no, well, Perikostok. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Hello from St. Petersburg. No, most of the people that I meet, like at the Petorishka, that I went to, they don't speak any English, but they like that I come in. They know me because I live close to that same one, right? The same with Krasnobile downstairs. Like I'm first name basis with all of them down there. Yeah, we went to Perikostok for lunch about 3 weeks ago. We went to visit my wife's studio because there's somebody renting it now, and we went between going there and then we went to get to the kitchen shop to look at kitchens. And we went to the Perikostok cafe for lunch. We had a nice lunch, actually. I enjoyed it. My wife isn't always raving about supermarket lunches, but I do. What are Australians telling you about today's stand on the national economy now? Can we hope for the fall of... Okay. My dad and I chatted with my dad on video call today. We don't talk about really anything about the news. My mum mentions the prices are going up on everything. This is going up, that's going up. My dad really rarely goes to the shops, so he doesn't understand the price of things going up. I guess his wine might go up in price, but I know that overall the economy is struggling. Like the prices are going up, and the salaries aren't following it. So, yes, how about Yelayev hockey team? Yeah, Ufa. Yeah, I watched on TV the other night briefly. We were just switching channels, and the Salo Yelayev hockey team. I never realized that that's what they're called, not the Ufa hockey team, I guess. Football is the most popular sport. Yes. I think in terms of the national sport of the country, I think it's football. It pretty much is in most countries, right? Russell, did you have to take a Russian language test when getting your permanent residency? Friga, I did. I did try to do it 3 times. And then unfortunately on the third one, the lady kind of gave in on me doing it and assisted me. I did actually make like some crib sheets, like large lettered question and answers, because obviously you can find out what the questions are that she'll answer you on the video or ask you and repeat back. And the camera, well, I believe the camera was working, but the microphone was playing up. So yes, the written test, I sat in the room with the camera and all the class and students. And I would say even some of the people that knew Russian weren't able to pass that written test because it's incredibly difficult. My wife struggled with some parts of it because I showed her it as well. So if you ever come to St. Peter, we've got lots of stuff. Tandoor, pizza oven, sushi, yes. And some much else in Perikostok. Yeah, there is. I need to go to one of the others in Moscow somewhere where there is a really nice one in Moscow, in New Moscow City, where the skyscrapers are. There's a very nice Perry cross dock there with a cafe inside. When I went to go for a walk at the shopping center there, I went in to get a drink because that one used to. I think they've got rid of it now. They had the electronic checkout where you don't go to a register, you walk through like a checkpoint and it scans the item and charges you. But it's been removed from that location. That's why I went in there. Did you travel by night train? No, I haven't. No. Do you all have Halloween there and trick or treat? I haven't seen anything going on for Halloween here, apart from a tiny bit of stuff for sale in the shops. Yeah, just a baby. Thank you, Winnie. You can have Russell Crowe. Thanks, Lacey. By the way, I went to school with Sam Worthington, the guy from, I guess you know who Sam Worthington is, from Avatar, Man on a Ledge. Oh, your birthday's close to mine on November 10th. Scorpios, yes. We are both Scorpios, yes. Howdy, Jimmy. Hello. So maybe it's both, yes. Hi, Russell. I disagree. I'm from the UK and you sound totally Aussie. Oh, Shirley, thanks. Well, yeah, no worries. Cobber. I don't really say Cobber, by the way. I don't know if anyone watches Johnny FD, but he was in London in some videos recently. And I've really kind of gone off the videos that he makes. But he was in England and he did nothing but complain in almost every video he made there. And how he kept saying, instead of pounds for the price of something, he said quid. And I don't think if you're an outsider from England, you should be able to say the word quid, like 20 quid. Oh, it was 20 quid for lunch or 10 quid for the train. And he was almost mocking the British language when he was saying that. And he said mate a lot. And I know mate is very universal, but it's more Australian than it is British. Your accent is more like English, but definitely not American. Yes, I think so too. But, oh, very close. Oh, Mr. Mayonnaise. Oh, happy birthday as well to you, 4th. Perikostok and Pitorichka are owned by X5 Group. Yeah, they're almost twins. Right. Yes. My good friend Alex was working, he's not working there now, but he was working for X5 in their corporate offices. Find the supermarket Chiswick. They're incredibly, unrealistically low prices, even lower than you showed before in your videos. Servayak, my next video is going to show Chiswick. The next video, which will be tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed. Hey, Russell, our birthdays aren't too far apart. November 11, which is Veterans Day. Oh, yeah, Remembrance Day. I think is also Remembrance Day in Australia, right? Renata, thank you. Congratulations. Have you ever seen your fellow Aussies living in Russia? Yeah, they also made videos on YouTube. Really nice people. Sempre, I've talked about this a couple of times. And I think Victor just mentioned it there as well. Russian Homestead Girl. Yeah, I've tried to contact them. They're from Perth as well. And they've never replied back to me. I did try to contact them. I did also send them an email to join our little English-speaking YouTubers group, and they've never replied back. I don't believe they're that busy that they can't do that. But I do watch some of their videos, not all of them. I just find they're a little bit slow. It's like slow story of the videos. You know, like he went on a trip to see some land in the Altai Mountains, and it's like 3 videos of which could be 1 video. So the same chain of stores. 5-checker. I don't know 5-checker. I know Chiswick, but I don't know 5-checker. Russell, did you know about Australian farmers? Yes, you guys are all talking about this, right? Yeah, so definitely know about them. Yeah, but and tried to get Russian citizenship and buy the farm in Altai Mountains. Right, yeah, because of the fact that they were going through the same visa process that I've gone through, but they're doing it completely on their own without, I would imagine they're not using a agent of some kind. Because I would imagine if they're all doing the visa process, they'd have to pay per person. So I guess they've just figured it's too expensive. They're just doing it the manual way, which is completely possible here, but just much more difficult and dragged out. You sound totally Aussie to me. I'm Anglo-American Israeli. Oh, thanks that I sound Aussie. I guess it's sometimes if you hang around with other Australians, it comes back very quickly. And also we talk very fast, whereas I try to talk slower generally. So I don't see UK slang unless I'm talking to my UK friends. Yeah. Docasi? Pair of crosstalk chain crossroads is more expensive and considered more fancy. Yes. Yeah, we have. I was going to one a lot when I used to, before they extended the red metro line in Moscow. The last station used to be Yugosapana. These are the names of the stations I'm quoting here. And that was where we'd get off at the last stop. And then we'd get the bus home from there, the Marshrutka, the local bus. And then actually there's a shopping center there called Avenue. And then downstairs was the Perikrostock. So typically, very typically, a lot of people that go home, they'd call at the local shops near the metro or the bus station before, like they're going to or from work. So that was our regular shop that I go to. I've not been back to there in ages now, to Perikrostock. So unless I come across one in a shopping center somewhere else, I don't go to one as much. Yeah, and okay as well. Yes. So that's the one of the videos that was on the channel recently too. Quid is okay if it's natural. From a foreign, it sounds artificial, sometimes trying too hard. Right. Yeah, if you watched his videos, it just bothers me when he kept saying it, and especially when he's making fun of the fact that things were expensive in England, and particularly he was in London, right? So if I admitted that Pavlova is Aussie, my Kiwi husband might divorce me. You have Russia, US has very different construction stores, different materials, construction technologies. Tell about it. Yeah, I guess I've done a video in Obi, but I do want to do one in Leroy Merlin for sure, because that's, I guess it's kind of the most, but this is more of like a home renovation place versus going to kind of maybe wholesale places. How much does it cost for you to live in Russia? It's considerably lower than what it is in other countries. Like if I compare Australia, maybe America, England, Canada, New Zealand, the things like electricity bills are incredibly low. My mobile phone bill. So for my unlimited internet, I guess, and unlimited phone calls and things like that, I'm paying 600 rubles a month, which is $11 a month. And then the internet for the apartment is the same price. So in Australia, my wife had a phone, so we had two phones and internet, and it was $154 a month for just two phones and broadband or internet in the house. Whereas here we're paying $30 a month. Well, less than 30 technically, but saw jumbo cola in your house in the preview. Do you like it? No, not the jumbo cola. No. I've got Funky Monkey behind me here. If I just get that off. Funky Monkey. And then actually that cup, if anyone notices it, that's the Stars Coffee cup. I brought it back from when I did the video at Stars Coffee. Duke's mayonnaise only for me. Maybe that's a brand. No, I don't think there's a slang word, I guess, unless someone knows a slang word for rubles. A lot of people say ruble. No. No, what did my friend say? Not rubles. Oh, he said something else. I forgot now the word. He uses another name instead of rubles. Piet. Yeah, Pitorichka, right, 5. Yeah, it's going up slowly, John. Slowly. You can survive on 30K a year, but it would depend on a luxurious living. Yeah. Congratulations on 20,000. Thank you. I can't pronounce your name. Are you planning to leave Russia? If I'm planning to leave, it would be to go back to work in America. My wife and I, for now, we aren't planning to leave Russia for the sake of leaving like everybody is leaving, if you like. Bablo. I didn't know that. I'll have to ask my wife now. What is Bablo? Yeah, 30K a year. That would probably factor in also rent, food, electricity, water. So overall, how much do you spend on everything? I wouldn't really know. My wife tends to do all of the money, so pretty much everything that I earn goes to her, and then she gives me money. Because of now I can't use my Australian cards in Russia. Naturally, any money that I would have, I can't use my cards to spend it. So we've kind of set it up in reverse now. So she gives me money if I want to go out somewhere or want to go buy something. It doesn't bother me really. She's the one that does any kind of decision making on buying things. Electricity, I know, and water, we're paying just on $1,000 rubles a month for water and electricity for our apartment here, and it's probably less than 1,000 because I know it kind of carries over that we owe less the next month. So it's about 15. I don't know, 1,000 is $15-18 a month. We're paying for water and electricity. It's a one bedroom apartment, by the way, that we're here. One room apartment. But it's got very big kitchen here. We have a sofa here behind, table. Ruble. I think ruble. No, I don't remember. I just remember when he said it at the time that I corrected him on the way he pronounces it. Russell, are you of British ancestry? Yes, my grandparents on my mother's side were Polish, and my dad's side are English. Yes, so I pay £6 a month for my mobile phone, which gives me all the talk time, text messages that I need. I don't know, six. I think are we paying about the same price then, John? I think. I don't know. I guess mine's just on $10 a month. What's your opinion on mayonnaise? We use lots of mayonnaise. My wife uses it in everything here. I like it when we grate. Oh my gosh. She uses mayonnaise in a lot of things. Now I'm forgetting things now. Are you Australian or English? Okay. Or other? I have Australian passport. I do have a British passport because of my father, or my grandfather, I guess, by descent. I have traveled on it maybe 3 or 4 times in my life where I've used it to enter England. When I went into the Caribbean, I used it to enter into Turks and Caicos. Anywhere where it's British, I used it to get in, basically. Also, word, oh my gosh, meaning made of wood. This is the term rubles in Soviet times. The currency would not be used for anything outside of the country. I'm allowed to purchase homes and farms. I guess technically, because I've got residency here, I can. It's much easier with my wife for her to put everything in her name for ownership, just for the sake of the fact that she's Russian, you know what I mean, and the documents and paperwork. Love from India. Good is in Russian beer, usually from 5-7%. I also take all money of my family and give some amounts to my husband. Yes, it's just worked out easier that way. In Australia, we had separate cards. Well, it's the same bank account, joint bank account in Australia. So we had joint bank accounts for everything, and we had our own cards for the same accounts. And we could both spend how we liked. Obviously, we knew our balance and things like that. But yeah, the way it's worked out here, it's just that she gives me the money when I ask, or she'll just transfer some money to me every now and again into I have SberBank, so online banking or card, so we're lucky to be, yeah, it's literally my price for cell phone and home internet, unlimited internet, yeah, 4G, 1,000, I don't know about how many minutes. Yeah, 1,000. Yeah, I guess I'm sure if I combined, the thing that we've got here is we're using the local town's internet provider, the Telcom, whatever it's called, Telcom company. But I imagine if I combined like MTC with my phone and internet, I'm sure probably like 1,100 rubles a month would be about right. I'm sure if I combined it with one of the main carriers, I could probably get internet cheaper. But we just use the local one for our internet. I think that's just since my wife was here before me. So is that why they drive on the wrong side of the road in Australia? We do everything on the other, upside down, wrong way around. We're considered one of the most internet advanced countries. 86% on active internet user. I would agree with that. The amount of people that you see on their phones and using it for anything mobile. My wife literally can do everything that she needs to do on her phone and would never even sit at the computer here or, yeah. So there's no way to transfer money from, say, Canada to Russia as a foreigner. Yeah, it's very difficult right now. Near impossible to do it banking-wise. It's easier if you can figure out maybe if you know someone in a Facebook group like I've done with mine. So we have a lady in Perth that we send money to dollars, and then she has a Russian bank account over here, and she sends it bank account to bank account in rubles here from this end, and it works out perfectly fine. There's no middleman, there's no bank, there's no, cryptocurrency changing all of this. But it's very difficult if you are, especially as a Russian, if you want to get money sent via a bank or via PayPal or via whatever, it's difficult. Obviously, everything I've got set up is in Australia. So like the PayPal is going back to Australia. So I can get money from the PayPal to my Australian account back to Russia, no problems. I can't just use my Australian cards in Russia anymore, though. Likewise, my wife couldn't use her Russian cards outside of Russia. So we obviously have a workaround for it. This is the whole thing at the moment. Everyone's finding workarounds for everything, which kind of works out okay. Were they forced to get the jab? I don't like that word, the jab. It's such an English word. I'm sorry, England again. To get the jab. Yeah, it's not. The uptake in Russians is very low compared to a lot of other countries. They do have the clinics, they do have the places in the public areas we can go get the injections done. The problem with the Sputnik wasn't acknowledged in a lot of countries around the world. Australia only recently acknowledged it as a immunization. So prior to last year, I think, at some point, or this year, they didn't acknowledge it. High-speed home. How are you paying $7? Okay, so $7 would be 700 or 800 rubles. How are you paying that for your phone and your television? What is your occupation, Russell? Shavo, I don't technically have an occupation right now. Before YouTube, I guess, if you want to call it this, I was working on cruise ships based predominantly out of America. I was doing sales in the shops, in the alcohol or the duty-free section of the shops on board. So kind of similar to the airport duty-free, but on a cruise ship, if you think of it that way. If that makes sense. There we go. 2348, if anyone's keeping track. So yeah, while I was in Australia last year, I was doing merchandising in supermarkets. So I've always done shops, always done shopping centers, some sort of stores, retail. I was doing also store refitting back home. So where they'd open new shops or essentially refurbish old supermarkets to new ones. I was part of the night teams that were going in overnight and doing that every day of the week overnight. If they hear you speaking English, they don't tend to ask me where I'm from. Generally, if we spark up a conversation or we talk about something, I'll let them know that I'm Australian. and they're just more curious. Oh, Australian. Oh, but I tend to get noted that I'm Amerikansky, more in terms of the minute anyone speaks English, they don't assume you're English, if that makes sense. They think you're American. That seems to be my thing. I went to Leroy Merlin today and found it pretty crowded. Lots of young families doing their shopping there. They've got some pretty and quirky lighting fixtures on sale. Yeah, that's Saturdays and Sundays, right? Don't go to the shops. Do you like pepper? Pepper? No, I don't. I pay around 35 UK pounds per month for unlimited internet, fiber to the cabinet, unlimited voice calls to landlines, and some mobile numbers. So that's about as much as Australia then, yeah. So yeah. You're very lovely, but I would not advise you to talk about money transfers on here. What you are doing is called Hawala method. It's actually not legal. Please be careful. Yeah, Frigo, thanks. Yeah, this is, I guess, I understand totally what you're saying. I guess before this, I guess if you look at February, March, and so on, when we were thinking they were going to switch off the whole banking system here, or, well, Visa, MasterCard, Swift, and the like. Yeah, we couldn't come up with any other workaround. We looked at this thing with cryptocurrency. We looked at doing bank wiring to different bank accounts, sending money to the UK, and so on. Yeah, we couldn't come up with another workaround except this. Pepper is a cartoon. Peppa Pig. You can get money sent to you through super chats. Yes, no, Nash, that's right. Yeah, so basically through super chats, super thanks, that would come to the YouTube AdSense, it's called, and then that would then technically get paid to me every month on the 21st of the month. Yeah, and then also you might notice on some videos I pin comments. So when you watch a video, there is an option where you can. Sorry, I'm just going to click something over here. No, it's done itself without me doing it. There is a way that you can do super thanks on a physical video as you watch it. And I did pin a couple of comments recently because a few people did that on some recent videos. So yeah, it kind of, if anyone watched the last live stream where I talked about this 666, it was kind of a thing about this calendar month would be, because of the amount of views, the amount of ad revenue's gone up. And if the last few days of this month stayed high viewer-wise, then it would be over the course of the last 3 years. So before this channel, if I count my previous channel, which I slugged away on forever till it kind of got anywhere, this 666 amount was kind of the thing. So yeah, so Winnie, so basically last year, well, I guess most COVID rules have kind of been relaxed or forgotten about here, so to speak. Not relaxed. They've basically been eased, I guess. Is that the right word? Eased? What word are they using in Australia now and different countries? Yeah, so you don't have to wear masks. You don't have to have social distancing. You don't need QR codes. When I first got here last year, I needed QR codes to go into like the football stadiums, into any public places like libraries, concerts, theaters, museums. But now nothing, zero. Do you speak Russian fluently? I'm from Slovakia, living in Canada. Yeah, I don't speak Russian fluently, no. Niet по-русски. No Russian. Маленький по-русски. Little Russian. How do Russians react when they hear you speaking loud in the supermarket? Yeah, generally, I'm going to say 90%, 95%. I'm completely fine about it. Even some people, I did one video a while ago where I was there, actually in Moscow City, when I went to the shop over there. And one lady come up to me, oh, thank you for making this kind of video. Thanks for talking and, praising, because obviously I show what I see. People come up to me and thank me and hello and wave, and you will get an odd person who are like, actually talking about the Chiswick video, I noticed I ended recording. There was a lady exactly as I was going to walk in who just started ramping up, this older lady. And I don't know what she was saying because she was just going on and on and on and on. And I had to find someone that spoke English to tell her that it's okay to film. The guy that worked in the store was completely fine with me filming because he noticed me having the camera, and because I did a quick little walk around before, just so I know where I was walking. And 98% of people are completely okay with what I'm doing. It's completely allowed to film in public places in Russia. The one thing that's not allowed technically is filming people without their consent. And this is the difficult thing in a public place, to not get people in the video. That's why in a lot of videos, quite often, it looks emptier, because I'll let people walk in front of me. I'll let people pass by me. And I won't intentionally just point the camera at something because I want to film it while there's somebody right in front of me. So that's where you'll see a lot of comments. It looks empty. It looks quiet. It's not full. Even when I went to the Pitorichka here where I live, like any other day of the week, it would be people everywhere. And the exact 5 minutes I'm in there, it was like empty aisles. And I was like, it's weird. What's going on? Why is there like not so many people? But that's the problem with the video, right? Nobody's shopping, no one's spending money, but there's people in there, especially in the smaller supermarkets by the apartments. Thank you, Nash, for 20 euros. Thank you for the job you do. Regards from the Philippines. Oh, nice. Mabuhay. And Mahal. What is it? Mahal Kitar? Mabuhay, Mahal Kitar? That's the Russian. That's the Philippine karaoke. They always say Mahal Kita, Mahal Kita. I watch one YouTuber who's doing. He's building a house somewhere in the north of Philippines. He's an English guy, and I really like it. He does a daily video about his construction every day. He's done it for the last year. And I love just watching what his daily update is of what he's got a construction company building his house. He's not doing any of it, but he's following the progress of the construction and building the pool, building the garage, building the whole house. I haven't seen Dr. Gary around for a while. Yeah, I've messaged him a couple of times in a row because I always message him before the live stream so that he can come on and do the moderator like Ironwood's doing. And yeah, he's not replied back to me for about a week or so. So I'm not too sure. Didn't say anything to him or do anything. I don't know. It's a little bit strange. I still commented on the last couple of videos. So yes, my children watch Peppa kind of cartoon. I wonder if they watch Masha and the bear in another country. Is Russian caviar all that good? I've never had. Well, maybe I've had it a couple of times at friends' place where they put it on the table with the bread and the things. I don't really rave about it. My wife likes it, but she'll buy like a tub around, like in Australia, we got a tub around Christmas time. She'll buy a big container of it from the kind of Rinnock or the food markets here, rather than getting the little ones at the supermarket. If I may ask, how did you meet your wife? We met in Thailand, of all places. We were both on separate holidays. We met in a bar one night. We were both probably had a few too many to drink. Yeah, and that was that. We spent a few days together on holiday. And then I went home. She went home. I went back to work. She invited me to come back to Russia after 6 months or 7 months after the contract. Yeah, and it all worked out. I told her that she just moved into this place that we in the same building. We were living in another apartment in this building, and because she'd literally just moved in, she didn't really have any furniture. And I said, "Oh, we'll go to IKEA and I'll buy you a bed." And she kept me to that promise. When we got here, we went straight to IKEA, and did some shopping and got it delivered. And I built it. And actually, that formed part of my visa application when my wife applied for the Australian residency. I took photos of me building it and to show proof of living together in Russia and Australia. I did photos of me building the bed with the vacuum, with the kitchen cupboards. So, can we send you money donations using an Australian bank account via Ozco or PayID? You could, yeah, through my ANZ bank. The PayPal is easier, I guess. Ozco and PayID is basically where I've got like ANZ, because I know when I send money to my dad to his bank account, or rarely he's sending money to me. It's mostly I'm sending when I need to get something done in Australia. I'd send money to him and to pay him. So John, we could definitely do that. I don't know what you'd need to know to do that, but I don't know what my PayID is, but open a bank account in Belarus. They have working SWIFT. Yeah, my neighbor did that, Chance. He's now in Serbia. Gleb, our neighbor. It's going to be so easy to transfer money to Russia. Yeah, I've got to go to Serbia, Belarus to do that though. So you got to go there to open the account and go back 2 weeks later to pick up the cards. For Ikara, I could go to Ikara to show the price of caviar. Yeah, I pointed out in a couple of videos the caviar. Last time I was in 2018, Eliza. But now no flights to Russia from UK. Yeah, you could fly with Turkish Airlines to Russia through Europe. That's pretty, and Serbian, I think it's Air Serbia. But Turkish Airlines, you could fly to Russia from Istanbul. So if you can get to Istanbul, plenty of flights to Russia, no worries. Have you explained the Buy Me a Coffee donation system? They only take 8%, whereas YouTube Super Chat takes 30%, but I don't know if it works in Russia. Yes, I've got the Buy Me a Coffee thing on the description in the channel or in the videos. And I just don't mention it in the videos. I'm sorry. I should probably advertise things more. I do notice other people doing that more than I do. Yeah, I've definitely got it set up as a link, the Buy Me a Coffee thing. So I just don't mention it. I'm sorry if I don't. Yeah, there we go. I can see the I've figured out now there's another screen that pops up the super chats instantly if I set up the two screens like I've done. People here in the US. We pay $5.61 for unlimited internet and TV channels at home and $10 for unlimited mobile and phone calls. 15. So it's, yeah, about 1,100. Yeah, right. Got it. Sure. Nikolai? Work and poke rhymes. I subscribed this week. My congratulations. Wish you 200,000 subscribers all over the world. I'm Russian. Thank you from the for the I guess attitude, not altitude. You're being filmed in the city everywhere you go without your consent. Yes. Yeah. Basically, I can't point my camera at somebody. If I don't know how to, it's just a strange thing. You can film anywhere in Russia with your camera, barring military places. Actually, technically train stations you can't, but if you look like you're a tourist, sort of, you can do that kind of thing. But yeah, some people don't like you filming them. I've had it maybe a couple of times in the last year, but how do I feel about Peppa becoming a rapper? I really don't know much about Peppa Pig. Yeah, I can go through Turkey, but to hassle for me because of my health. Yeah, I guess rather than a direct flight, yeah, connecting flights and time differences is not easy. You don't want to know what I pay for unlimited internet cell phone. Yeah, 5,000. Yeah, 100. Yeah, my wife and I's, Winnie, my wife and I's in Australian dollars was $154 per month. That was for 2 phones and internet. That's what we were paying. Yeah, Russia. Donations alerts. Yeah, donation alerts is very popular because it's kind of like an instant deposit to a Russian bank account. So I think it's within a day or 2 days. I'm not sure how it works calendar days wise. And that's why a lot of Russians are doing that, because they don't have access to the PayPal. They don't, depending on how they've got their bank account set up, they don't have immediate access to the money from YouTube. So this donations alert thing, I have got it set up, but I've not put it as a thing on my channel description because it's just too many things. I don't like too many things. How many fake and low grade caviar has been sold for big dollars? Yeah, I guess people here get wise to what's good quality and what's not, versus, I guess, tourists buying it. So yeah, you can film anywhere in a public place without their consent in Russia. You got the right Tagalog pronunciation, Russell. Kamusta from Los Angeles. Thanks, James. Dr. Gary flew down to see Constantine. I don't know. Dr. Gary doesn't like Constantine. Really doesn't. Congratulations on reaching the big Jeffrey. Thank you. 100,000 plus Russian immigrants in the Brooklyn, New York neighborhood. Yeah, when I went to New York or Manhattan on the cruise ships, I love how it's just so diverse and there's so different pockets of people living in different regions. Let me get the other camera on. Yeah, how people, live together, and no matter what country they're from. I'm sure there's obviously some people, don't like this, don't like that, but I just love New York for that reason. Have you been to St. Petersburg, and do you plan to visit in the near future? Philip, I was wanting to go visit Dimmer from Russia, one of the other Russian YouTubers, but now that he's left, I'm left with nobody to go visit there technically. Well, even though I didn't have a lot of friends there. Is it dollars that I'm going to? That's good. You guys chatting to each other here. Can you do Patreon from Russia? I could set it up. Again, it's just an extra thing that it's like too many things, Bebel. Everyone sort of says Patreon, do Patreon, and everyone's got Patreon. And I just find that, like the channel membership thing is already an extra thing that I'm doing. The buy me a coffee thing, the PayPal I've always had set up because I was doing eBaying for a long time. So it just made sense just to use that because it was already set up. Then I actually put my SberBank phone number there. If anyone happens to be in Russia, sends money to me, but no one ever has. So yeah, Eliza, if I send money from UK to Russia through PayPal, will they get it? It would technically they wouldn't, because they don't have access to PayPal because it's not friendly. You need to go through a VPN. The problem is the person in Russia would not be able to get the money from PayPal to their Russian bank account and then get it out of their Russian bank account. So I would try to find another option. Unless that person can get the money, and they know they can. Like I know I can because it goes through my Australian bank account. Rinat Moscow, you can film me, I will allow. No worries. You can film train stations, they're completely allowed. Yeah, I wasn't too sure about that. I think the metro, I guess, I just don't like to kind of hold my camera up as I walk through. I know some people film going through the turnstiles and, to film them tapping the card and stuff like that. I just sort of always want to be kind of polite to where I am and be polite about what I'm doing, not blatantly wave the camera around, you know? How do you live? What temperature, Alex? Right now it's minus 1.9 outside, and 20. This is Celsius. I'm going to keep saying this. Celsius. You wear lots of clothes and jackets and a beanie, scarf, gloves, nice warm jacket, good walking shoes, thick socks. You get used to it, even as someone that's not from Russia. You do get used to it, and you do dress appropriately. You don't go out sillily dressed. Ice. We have auto crash with 50 cars now. Ice suddenly. That's crazy. Where's that, I wonder? How easy or hard is it to visit Moscow from LA, US passport via third country, Belarus? I love traveling to Europe, and Russia is one of my. You can fly to Russia with Qatar Airways, Etihad Airways, Emirates Airways, through the Middle East. So yeah, you could do that from LA to go that way to Russia. They're all both perfectly fine. I guess through Belarus, I don't know where. I don't know what the connecting Belarus airlines are. But definitely any of the major Middle Eastern airlines are all fully flying. Could you do a video about property available for sale? Just pretend you are looking to buy a flat. I'm not talking Moscow City or just regular flats. Yeah, my wife doesn't want me to film where we live. I did suggest we'll make a video of our apartment tour here, but she doesn't want me to, which I understand. Yeah, I did think about doing that as videos because I see some very successful channels that do that, not necessarily in Russia, but in other countries. Yeah, it used to be an iPhone app. Get disappointed when Apple stripped us of Apple Pay. Oddly enough, they still let us have the latest iOS updates. Yes, it's kind of a weird thing, this. And iPhone 14s are in the stores. You can buy them on NVIDIA now on back order. Yeah, the Apple Pay thing, that was a big problem right at the time it all got cut off because a lot of people use that for going on the trains, on the metros, on the buses, tap and go payment. We could buy rubles here and send them through the post to you. I wouldn't suggest doing that, Kari, but yeah, honestly, if you want to send money to me, I guess through super chats on the videos or super thanks or the PayPal link or the coffee link on the channel description. Sending things in don't do that. Actually, it'd be very impossible to send in the mail. Kaliningrad plus 18 today, 12 degrees now. Yeah, it's much. Oh, look at that. I'm caught up. Car crash in Moscow, Russia. Sad smile. Yeah, I didn't look at any Russian news today, or especially since, in this whole afternoon and evening. Because I did the live stream before this, and then we went out shopping before that. So I've not really de-stressed at all today. So 40. Okay, we're going to go for 21 more minutes if everyone's still happy staying chatting. I guess the chat slowed down a little bit now. So thank you, Russ. I didn't know can visit Russia via any Middle Eastern airlines. Good to know. Yeah. So yeah, that's the same for me. Basically, I can fly Qatar Airways, Moscow, Doha, Perth. My wife keeps talking about wanting to go to Thailand or Bali. It's cheaper to get tickets to Thailand or Bali than it is to get tickets to Europe right now, which is crazy to think. But because so many people kind of quickly left Russia, so to speak, the cost of flights to neighboring European countries like Turkey, like Serbia, even technically to Belarus went up like crazy. I'm about to skedaddle and get ready to listen to the NBA basketball game. Yeah, I was going to check. Yeah, the actual, it might have started already. The Formula One from Mexico was meant to be on tonight. So yeah, I'm going to watch the Formula One. It might be already over. I don't know what time, unless it might be on replay by now at some point. I thought it was about 12 o'clock it was going to be on. Moscow Metro has Face ID. Yes. Yeah, you can set up via an app and then you walk to the gate and it scans your face or your eye and then it opens the gate to go and pay. And my friend has a ring. I think it's something to do with like SberBank or whatever her bank is. It's literally like a metal ring that she puts on the tap and go system and opens the gate and she gets on the metro and we've gone out together, you know. It's very cool that her and her partner both have them. It's like some like year 2000 and something kind of technology. I know it's just something that I'm not used to seeing from an Australian point of view, you know. So oh, Mark, you made it. This is the normal live stream. I had the earlier one for you to come to as well. Yes. Welcome. And actually, I'm just about to. Actually, what we might do, guys, we might go for another 5 minutes. Because I think now I'm caught up to the chat. It's not as. It's not as. Or maybe it's going to go fast now, the chat. Of course. Friga, Russell, tell your wife that she is great. I saw her a few times. Russian cooking would be great on video. She can put a mask on like Catwoman. Yeah, I've asked her and asked her and asked her about being on videos, and she just doesn't like it. Yeah, when we did the live stream sitting on the sofa here, if anyone watched the one where it's like ask my wife anything questions, she didn't look happy, right? And everyone says she looks miserable. She looked like she wanted to kill me and, you know, strangle me after I switched off the computer. And she, you know, it's just because she just doesn't she understands what I'm doing, but doesn't understand it, if it makes sense. So, what can you tell about medical care in Russia? My wife, 3 nights ago, my wife took some like vitamins, and it apparently one of the active or inactive ingredients was a shellfish in these, you know, multivitamins that she got from a friend. And she had a reaction to shellfish. And I was actually out in Moscow at the time, and she called me. She goes, "Don't freak out. Don't be mad. Just stay calm." But I'm at the neighbor's house, and we've called an ambulance or the doctor because I've had a reaction to shellfish. And her face was going nuts, you know, going like blowed up. She was having a little bit of trouble breathing, and the ambulance came and they gave her the shot in the bum. Sorry to say that. And obviously, a few hours later, she was fine. We live just down the street from the public hospital, by the way. And I've only literally been there once when I stupidly climbed over the seats at the football match, and I think I pulled a ligament in my knee or somewhere around my knee, and I thought I'd strained or broken my knee or whatever I thought I'd broken. I hadn't, and I went there and got a X-ray done. But otherwise, that's as much interaction with with the medical services here. My wife does go to a physio in Moscow because of her back. She goes to an occasional ladies' doctor, but I've never had any in all the years. I've like touched some wood now. Superstition. I've never had any run-ins or need to go to any kind of medical care. So she'll feel protected, sort of. For the TV show Big Brother. I'm not really into all of that. Well, I guess I could do it. I've been watching a show in Australia called The Block, and it's basically house renovating, like couples house renovating. I think I could do that. I'd love to do that ton of show. She gets enough of Russell. This is true, Mark. She gets enough of Russell time without appearing on the screen. Completely true. Do you have a permanent residency visa? Yes, I do. I have a residency visa for Russia as of, well, quite a few months ago now, since that we got it finalized and finally got it done. It's basically valid for 3 years, and then it's renewable again after 3 years. You can do it in under 3 years to renew it. Take photos of your wife's nail salon, I think is what you're showing. Yeah, I think she'd even be more upset if I was to do something about her nail salon. I've told her, though, that she should do something in reverse and to show like her in speaking. I know there's a lot of Russian YouTubers doing YouTube now. I understand that it's become a thing, and they weren't around a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But I suggested that if we move back to Australia, she should do YouTube videos talking in Russian about life in Australia. And I think there's definitely a market for that, if that makes sense, a niche. She definitely won't want me to do her nail salon. What time is it in Moscow? It's 12, exactly midnight, 12:03 a.m. now, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, so if I do 2 hours, it'll be 12 more minutes. Not to sound boastful about Russian contribution. It's really, I guess, okay, you guys are talking to each other. My fiance feels the same way about YouTube. She doesn't get it or why someone would do it, but watches it. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's hard to kind of put the word on it. I mean, I know my wife watches some things. I almost force her to watch my videos. And even like the few that I watch weekly, I kind of look forward to their next episode. Then there's something that I might watch completely randomly and switch it off after a few minutes because I just didn't get that kind of feeling about the video that I was watching, and I didn't kind of comprehend with it. I don't know how to say that. It kind of, some people you just like to listen to and watch, and some you just don't. And I don't know. I guess that's right. Thanks for answering. You're welcome. Cody TV. I see the subscriber count's going up and down here. 376. It's on now. Would you consider getting Russian citizenship? That's something I have not thought about yet. It's kind of a long way off. The fact that I've got an Australian passport and I do have a valid British passport that I really don't use, except that I have it. Whenever I can have a visa for Russia, I don't really think getting a residence, the citizenship is really, unless we both 100% agree on living here. Ultimately, I'd like to think that we can go live in Australia and live out the years in Australia. But I don't know. It's kind of a tough question answer, Andre. Thank you, though. Doing that Mr. Beast trick. I'm not sure what that is. I've missed it. Just wondering what happened with the cruise ship interview. Shirley, it's still pending, I guess. I did kind of talk about it in more detail on the members live stream that I just did earlier tonight, a few hours ago. I talked about it a little bit more personally, I guess is the right answer. Shirley, for now it's pending, I guess is the best answer I can give you. The process of the application is a little bit drawn out because it has to go through officially, like applying and the interview, and then possibly a second interview. I don't know, but It's still pending. Sorry, Shirley, I'm not giving you a straight answer. I guess if that's not answering it correctly, but I'm self-conscious of my English speaking skills, so I would not speak on camera either. Yeah, she's fine with English. I know when we filmed that Kolodka video, we had to do a couple of takes just where I had to just remind her what to say. Obviously, everything she said was her own words. I didn't give her like a speech or anything, but I just suggested to say it this way rather than that way. She knows the like and subscribe thing if she's at the end of the video. That's about all. But yeah, I guess that holds her back a little bit, like the fear of not speaking correctly in English. So yeah, sorry, I'm just reading a couple of comments here that I'm just found your channel. Huge thanks for showing our country. Best wishes to you, Anton. Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot more Russian viewers than I thought, based on the fact that I'm doing it all in English. And I read a comment the other day that said about, I'm watching a Pitorchka video. I think that's the one I remember. I don't know why I'm watching a Pitorchka video. I can go shopping at my local Pitorchka. Why am I watching this video? And it's just interesting that somebody who's from Russia is watching videos about Russia, and even where people realize it's in the town where they live, or especially in Moscow, the shopping center where they might live, and they've somehow come across that video. How, I don't know, but yeah. Joining with wishes. Thank you, Renat. Thank you. As an Australian, what was the hardest thing to get used to living in Russia? I've lived outside of Australia a lot of years, especially working on cruise ships as well. So going back to Australia last year was difficult for me, as well as my wife coming. And I had to remind her of that a lot, that, you know, I was living away from Australia for so many years. It's not like I was 20 years in Australia when COVID happened, right? And it was hard to explain that to my wife, that I'd come home like she came home, or like she arrived in Australia. So hardest thing to get used to, I think maybe the traffic and the crazy drivers here. Nobody follows any rules, but it just everything seems to work though. Getting on and off the train. That's, if anyone catches the metro or understands the metro in Russia, people are super polite. They wait at the side of the doors before they open. Obviously, rather than deciding to try to cross over each other, getting on and off, people intentionally wait by the side of the doors, and then everyone gets off, then everyone gets on, and the doors close and you leave. It's just little quirky things that are different. Not going to a traditional supermarket and doing traditional supermarket shopping where you're going up and down the aisles with a trolley. Here you go to buy a lot more smaller things more often, and go to the shop to buy things for a couple of days worth of shopping. And I've explained that a lot, and people still comment on it, that the people have got empty baskets, people don't have full baskets. And it's always brought up a lot about, you know, people, like there was a part where the girl bought one orange and put a sticker on it. And they're like, people don't have money, they bought one orange. I showed this in the other video, I think. I bought one orange for the fruit bowl here. So there's banana, a couple of apples. Actually, normally we buy a bunch of bananas, but I've eaten them all. But I bought one orange just to have here on our little fruit bowl over here. And I do that. I don't buy a whole kilo of oranges. If anything, we'll buy more apples. But yeah, just buying less food more often. Going to this, it's so many small stores close by where I live. I don't have to get a car and drive to a shopping center to go shopping and drive home in the traffic back and forward if I didn't need to. I think that's an answer, I guess. There's probably a million quirky things that would come up in day-to-day life that I've just not mentioned, I guess. Meant to happen, it'll happen. Shirley, yes, right. Thank you. Hey, mate, just wondering if you follow the Aussie Cossack. No, there is another channel called Aussie Spy that's in St. Petersburg. He might be worth looking up. I have heard of Aussie Cossack, but I've never looked who it is. Maybe I'll look it up. It's a fresh pov. Russell, your videos are posted on Telegram on other channels. That's why you are getting famous. I shop in Waitrose normally, but I watch you shopping in Russia. Yum, yum. We have Tim Tams at home. Oh, we have Tim Tams in England. Maybe I should figure out to become the distributor of Tim Tams in Russia. My God, I'd be a millionaire. But there's so many other biscuits and snacks here that it's just another one on the shelf and it would get lost in a Russian supermarket and people just wouldn't take to them because there's so much history here and people buy things from their childhood, from their going to their grandparents' house. They remember that. My wife's the same. She remembers certain chocolates, certain snacks, certain candies from her childhood that it's hard to break into this market here, you know? It's nice that you spent time in the US. You appreciate comparisons. Yes, Mark. Yeah, that's one thing that I can compare a lot. England, Australia, Canada, America. Tim Tams are from New Zealand. They are not. Don't say that. It's owned by Kraft Nabisco now, which is American. So, hello from Greece. Ted Ross. I wonder if it's Ted Ross, not Ted. I have a lovely Russian co-worker here in Los Angeles for many years. She's very nice with a great sense of humor, very smart too, with an amazing work ethic. Yes, people work hard here. People work hard everywhere. I'm not ever going to hide that. Working on cruise ships, I know what hard work is. I've seen people work hard. And a lot of what people do on cruise ships is not seen by the public on a cruise ship. You know, like the back of house, they call it. Ever seen any gangs in Russia? No. Maybe I did and I didn't know it. Note that among all languages, English is probably the simplest, but there is a lot of hidden meanings. Yeah, Nelly, there's a thing that I saw on Telegram that there's a list that's been put out that Pitorichka is doing a daily special with a crazy discount on one item per day. But when you go in there and ask them, they don't seem to know what you're talking about. And supposedly, if I read on Zen, when I read the articles on Zen Studio or Zen, the staff tend to buy it all themselves because they know it's a great deal or they've only got limited amounts for that day. So yeah, I don't exactly know what you're talking about. And I'm trying to figure it out, what they are and what days and things like that. Russia's breaking up because the carts are not full. Yes, because it's a good listening language. Practice besides that, you're an amazing personality. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. Thank you. That's very nice of you to say that. I've not been to Pitorichka for centuries, so it's interesting. How are you don't go for years? I have the one I filmed down the street. There's one on the way to the train station, and then there's one over by the sports stadium. There's three actually, and then there's one at the highway here, Kiev Highway. That's the one I'd go to when I get off the bus walking back to the house. I'd pop into that one, that Pitorichka, and grab something. Thank you again for answering. I'm an Australian who is thinking of emigrating to Russia if I can get a visa. Sure. Yeah, getting a visa to come here is fairly straightforward through the embassy in Sydney. You can do that online. Plenty of flights. Oh, I'm talking about Australia. I'm in Australia. Okay. Yeah, you can apply online for visas. You can make big content on national food. It's different regions, right? Thank you for your videos and your streams. No worries, Cobber. No worries, Cobber. Thanks, Russell. Thank you and your viewers. Your viewers would like to see Cossack, Aussie Cossack. I'll have to look him up. We get Tim Tams from New Zealand. My sister is. The law post them to us by the box load every 6 months. Wow. Yeah, my mum used to do that when I was going on the cruise ships. She'd send me a care package, but this ended up taking too long from Australia to America to get them. Is there a large Australian expat community in Moscow? No, most of them all left after February. Most left. There is a couple of Australians that I know that I met when the AFL Grand Final was on. We had a breakfast together watching it because of the time difference. It was early morning. They're all school teachers here. There's a few that are in one that I know in St. Petersburg, one that I know in Ekaterinburg. So there is a few, literally a few. I wouldn't say large or big. Also PG and family-friendly language. Thank you. I guess you're talking about the channel, I think. Can you name 3 things that you like the most and dislike the most about Russia? Okay, so guys, it's 2 hours exactly. I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to answer the last few questions with your phone without getting robbed in Russia. Yes. Very true. You can walk most places, and to a certain extent, I could leave something laying down somewhere and come back and it'd still be there. There's a lot of honesty amongst the people here. I mean, I'm sure there's bad people, and there's bad people in my town, I think. I don't know. I hope not. But as a whole, there's a lot more. I feel far safer here than I would walking at night in Perth, or in the city in Perth, in the North Bridge, which is where the nightclubs and bars are. And that's saying something. Imagine that. I can happily catch the train here, daytime, nighttime. So yeah, I'm going to answer here. This is kind of interesting. Then I guess it'll scroll down a bit more. Yeah, can you name 3 things that you like the most and dislike the most about Russia to top off the top of your head? 3 things I like. Wow. Dislike. Wow. Sorry. Off the top of your head. That's very hard now. And you've put me like, I like how people don't worry about things here. People don't know about things going on here. Like, they don't follow the news religiously. They don't follow the nightly news. They don't talk about, I mean, I'm sure people talk to each other about things going on, but it's not like a hot topic of the day. Like, did you know this happened? Did you know that happened? Did you know this happened? Yeah, we all saw the same news. People don't know that things have happened. People live their life and take care of themselves, their family, their kids, their immediate family, their pets, go about their day, and that's it. You know, they're not worried about the next country or the next, what's happening in America, what's happening in Canada, what's happening in Australia, what's happening in England. You know what I mean? They may know that something's happened, like England's changed its prime minister, the Queen died, but that's it. End of story. That's the end of the story, you know? And people aren't bothered about the rest of the world, you know? If I take it from an American point of view, I'm sorry, everyone in America listening, watching, but America worries about everything happening in the whole world. But if you take a look inside America, there's a lot of craziness, you know, the healthcare system, schooling, mental health, the returning veterans. There's a lot of them that are struggling, returning veterans. You know, and if America put all the effort of what they're doing outside of America into America, you know, like what Trump says, you know, make America great again. And that's, as a businessman, that's where he comes from, not from the politician side of him. So, you know, that's the one thing I find here, that, you know, people don't worry about things going on. I mean, of course, there's things going on 800 kilometers from here, if you want to call that the border, you know, and which is literally the highway that where my house is called Kiev Highway, that goes from Moscow. They've got highways that basically tentacle out from Moscow, north, south, east, west, all over the place. And the one that I have is Kiev Highway, which ultimately, if you went 800 Ks down the road, you'd be at the technical border. And, you know, people aren't worried about things. It's not like a hot topic of the day. I mean, I'm sure there's gossip, there's people talking, but, you know, it's not as important about everything else. You know what I mean? If something happens, it happens, and then you move on. Whereas in Australia, for instance, people, it lingers. Things that are happening linger, and, you know, and that's what it's always like, especially when I was going to work every day in Australia, you know what I mean? It's like something's happened and it's talked about for a week. Whereas here, it might last 20 seconds. And like, I'm going to talk about Gorbachev. I mean, I don't, again, talk about politics, but obviously he died and they had a funeral. And people attended the funeral, whoever they were, you know, who didn't attend. But it was very much no press or no coverage or no TV coverage and wasn't really talked about. Whereas it made massive news worldwide. Of course, for what he did and didn't do at the time, but, you know, this is just my view. I guess now the unsubscribers are going down, but it's a very hard, you know, what are the 3 things you like and dislike? I like the fact that I don't have to worry about everything or think about everything. Just think about myself, my wife, you know, and that's it. You know, there's no more. We just have to worry about paying our bills, paying our rent, my wife's salon, that it operates and everything's fine, that she continues to get customers. And that's it. Like and dislike. I don't have a car. I'd like to have a car just to go somewhere. I don't want to deal with Russian Moscow traffic, though, so I don't want a car for that reason. I guess that's a positive and a negative that cancels itself out. So yeah, sorry if I didn't answer it fully, but can I make you a mod? I don't even know you, Joe Bricks. Thank you for subscribing, though. If you might unsubscribe, I'm sorry. How long have you lived in Russia? 9 years on and off since originally when we first met, or 10 years ago when we first met. I'm looking for Tim Tams in Los Angeles right now. James, good luck. Look on websites. You can buy Australian candy on websites in America and have stuff literally mailed to you within a few business days. Oh, honestly, just shop online for them and you'll be able to get them. Yeah, I didn't go to Batorishka today. Yeah, thanks, Nelly, about this thing with the discounts. Gave discount 50 rubles to use today, and tomorrow I got lots of checks. Do a review of gum in the center of Moscow before there is something, because there is something to show. Yeah, I done a video a long time back about gum, which is on the channel. I think it's like Russian luxury or ultra luxury shopping center or ultra luxury shopping center. I did do a video about that. Do you like poop? I was on the Carnival Triumph, which was called the Poop Cruise. If anyone knows what happened to cruise ships a few years ago, one had a fire and got towed back, and basically we had no lights, water, power, air conditioning for 5 days. It was called the Poop Cruise. Thanks again. Have a great evening. Thank you, everybody. I am going to say goodbye. I'm just going to scroll through until I get to the end of here. Thanks, everybody, for 20,000 subscribers. Now 388. Massive thank you for staying around for the live stream. There's a few of you guys still here. Thank you to people that did the super chats, super stickers, super chats. If anyone does a super thanks on a video, I will try and pin it as the top comment. If you'd like to comment on this video after it ends, you're more than welcome to. I will try and answer as many comments as possible. I can't catch up anymore, especially where there's a few thousand comments on a video. So I will try to keep up with commenting as much as I can. The Chiswick video someone mentioned I'm going to put out tomorrow. So I do have a new video coming. How cold is it in Russia? In winter, it gets cold. 1 to 100. Now it's -2 outside, so it's cold today. But I'm completely fine when it's -10, -15, -20. I wear the right clothing when I go out. I'm completely rugged up and warm. I'm a very warm-blooded person. Like even in a shorts and t-shirt in the kitchen, I'm hot now. So thank you very much for your streams. Thank you, Ray. How do you become a channel member? I don't know if you can do it if you're on mobile. I don't know. I know there's a member button. I think there's a link in the channel description, in the description of this video. So after you've watched it, I guess There's a link that you can copy and it'll take you to the membership thing, I think. I know there is. So look in the description of the first part of the description of every video that I do. Do you miss Tim Tams? A little bit, Crook. My wife misses Tim Tams more than I do. Life goes on in Russia. Yes, James, that's a good answer to that. Things I like and dislike. I'll have to write a list and then do a live stream around that. The things I like and dislike. Opposite of America. Good night, Russell. Kari, thank you. Or good morning, yes. Tim Tams are Australian biscuits. I guess that's, Alex, that's the best thing I can describe. They're milk chocolate biscuit with chocolate wafer inside. Not really anything like them in Russia, I don't think, that I can really put close to them. Think of a Kit Kat, but chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. Think of a Kit Kat. Popular in Australia, yeah. Great points there, Russell. Appreciate your input on daily life. Yes. Thanks for the interesting show. Yes. Oh, now it's too much catching up here. How to Google a recipe. What to type. What all do not need to be the same. Thanks for the stream, MLC. Thank you. Keep making those interesting videos, mate. Thank you, Crook M. Oh, Crook Kim. Or Crook I am. Thanks very much, Frieger. Thank you. Ironwood, of course, lots of comments. Thank you very much. I guess you're chatting back and forward to people as well. Easy way to chat to each other is to do the @ symbol before somebody's name, @ and then type their name and it'll come up. Then you can they'll see it highlighted on their screen. Like MLC just did at Traveling with Russell. When is your next stream? The next stream is, typically I do them on Saturdays and Sundays. I was thinking that my birthday's on Thursday. So I might do one roughly a few hours earlier than right now on Thursday. So wherever you are in the world right now physically, reverse back about 3 hours. And we'll do one on Thursday. How's that sound? We'll do a birthday one. That sounds good. Thank you, Ironwood, for being a channel moderator. Hopefully you took care of a few people that did some good or bad things in the comments. You're more than welcome to delete anything that you think is right or wrong. Get yourself a nice bottle of Georgian red wine. Yeah, I'm going to have a drink for sure after this. My cheeks, because I'm so happy that everybody's happy from watching the live stream. It's highlighted anyway. Oh, there you go. I'll be here definitely on Thursday. Thank you, MLC. That's very nice of you that you're wanting to be watching regularly. Yeah, we'll do a birthday live stream. How's that sound? And I'm fingers crossed I'm going to get a birthday cake. I know my wife said she's going to arrange something. So, oh, yeah, EB Bud. Any birthday cake, hopefully. Hopefully. Got to keep my fingers crossed. You don't look a day over 32. Yes, it's when I shave and clean up, I look younger. My wife tells me that all the time. Thanks. Yes, thanks everybody for watching. I'm going to sign off. Go Bunnies. Are you talking about the South Sydney Rabbitohs? The Bunnies? Or is that something else? That's the name of their team in rugby league in Australia, by the way. The South Sydney Rabbitohs, who were partly owned by Russell Crowe. And Robert Holmes-a-Court is the other guy. How's that for timing? Sammy, yes, sorry. Yeah, I do try to schedule them. For the Thursday one for my birthday, 100% I'll schedule it at least a day earlier. And that way then you can all prepare your presents for me, whatever they might be, birthday presents. I don't know how you can do electronic birthday presents, but we'll see. Okay, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Again, comment on the videos. I will try and reply. Again, thank you if you're doing super chats or super thanks on a video that you're watching at another time other than in a live stream like this. It's 12:32 a.m. now. So, yes, definitely not far from going to sleep myself. So, thanks, everybody. I'll just get to this screen so it's a bit bigger. You can see my little Coca-Cola setup here, and I'm gonna have the Kazakhstan one, I think, right now. I know that's the World Cup one. So should have had that as my thumbnail, shouldn't I? But people will say that it's like illegally imported. Kazakhstan does business with Russia. The fact that it's Coca-Cola from Kazakhstan is another story, right? So, MLC, thank you. Yes. Ironwood Workman, thank you for being a channel more. I just keep saying it and repeating it. I'm sorry, but I do appreciate somebody being here to take care of the untowards. Yes, this is Perth Wildcats, by the way, which is the basketball team, which is considered, if anyone's into sport anywhere in the world, as the most successful sporting team in the entire world. Successful. Yes, I'll leave you that as the last curious thing. Okay, everybody. Crook Kim. I'm going to say Crook Kim again. I am planning to do that's why I've got these bottles, by the way, to do a Coca-Cola tasting video. And I don't have them on my desk now, but I've got the little mini cups to do that as well. Go All Blacks. Thank you for the stream. Thank you, everybody, from all around the world. Really, truly, it's amazing. It's really... Found some Tim Tams in Los Angeles. Whoa. Yeah, you not so much you might find them locally, but unless you can find like an international kind of store with, all foreign imported stuff. But definitely online, you can Google them, like Australian items shop, and there'll be somebody that's distributing them in the US. So yeah, thanks again for 20,000 subscribers. Thanks for the likes, comments, chat, good wishes. Have a good night from my Moscow kitchen, and I'll see everybody in another video. Bye, everybody.